Hi dear friends, I've been impressed by the Lord to share a part of my life with you guys, and it's very close to my heart, and it's something that I went through when I was younger, and I thank God that this doesn't happen to me anymore, but only because I got closer to God, and God is the answer to get out of this. So what I'm talking about is that the majority of my life I had to deal with spirits, and they would do things to me at night, and they wouldn't let me sleep. And my earliest memory of feeling something pressing me was around age 7, and then around 12 years old it got worse, and they started pressing me at night, and they'll hold me like I was sleeping, and I could feel something grabbing me and squishing me, and I was scared, but I never told my parents, I never told anyone. But in that moment, when I'll feel something pressing me, I'll ask God to help me, and that feeling and that presence will go away. And it kind of escalated to the point that it was happening about 4 times a week. And it escalated as well to the point that it wasn't just pressing, it was also they will try to push me off the bed. There was one instant that they scratched my back. There was one instant that I actually saw them above me, and it was this dark like shadow above me, and they screamed like a really high pitched scream. And this is what I went through the majority of my life. And when it got to the point that I couldn't sleep, I told my parents, I told my mom, and I told them what was going on, and they had no idea that I was going through this, and they advised me to go to speak to a pastor and ask for guidance from him. So I did, and I told pastor that I didn't know why all these things were happening to me, and I never done anything that it's brought them into my life, like witchcraft or like anything like that. So we talked for a while, and he advised me on throwing everything that wasn't from God away or burn it. And he said that, having books that are not from God, or having music that is not from God, having DVDs, movies, like a million things that it's not from God, it's from the world, to throw those books and all those things away, because that opens the door for the devil, the spirits, to come into your home. And he said if I took all that away, then only God is welcome in my home, not Satan. So I thought, alright, I'll do that. And it's not like I had bad stuff, but at the time when everything got really bad, I was really into Twilight, and I was obsessed with it to the point that I went to the movies 5 times to watch Twilight, and I was obsessed with the books, and and everything. So it was so hard for me to throw the music, like the soundtrack from Twilight and the books and everything and the movie, and to throw them away and burn them, because I love them still. And it was hard, but I was so desperate to just get that thing to stop. I just want that to stop from doing things to me at night. And it was horrible to be pressed down and being choked, and I couldn't breathe, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. They will press my body down, and I wanted that thing to stop. And I decided to turn my life around, and I remember that I grabbed a laundry basket and threw everything in there, all my books and stuff, celebrity books or anything that I had, all the Twilight stuff I threw away. And I had music, books, everything. And I decided to do like a sacrifice for God, and I burnt everything. And after that, everything stopped. And I must say, I have never had a better relationship with God than that time. It was a whole year that God was speaking to me, and it was amazing. But I made the mistake to go back and, buy DVDs and get into music again, and you see, because I still liked it. And then I remember that New Moon came out, meaning the second book of Twilight, or the movie in this case, and I really wanted to watch it, but I was like, no, I gave up, that I forgot. And then I remember that my cousin had a birthday, and we went to the park, and we ate food and everything, and then he invited everyone to come to the movies and watch New Moon, and I was like, no, I can't go. And I'm having this debate in my head. I'm like, I can't go, but I want to go, but in my head I'm like, I can't go, I shouldn't go. And then I decided to just go. And I watched a movie, and I found it so satanic, and I was like so scared to go back home. The moment I finished watching the movie, I knew that I was in trouble. I knew that Satan and his demons were gonna do something to me that night, and I was so scared. I remember getting home, and I remember going to my room, and I opened the door of my room, and I slowly opened the door, and I feel the presence of Satan in my room, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get it tonight. I'm gonna get it because I watched, I guess you can say, his movie. Because that movie is not from God, that's from Satan, and that's all I can say. Anyways, I was so scared. I decided to call, at the time, my ex-boyfriend, because he knew all the things that used to happen to me at night, and I didn't want to tell my mum. I was so scared and ashamed to tell my mum, so I didn't. So I called him, and I told him what happened, and that I felt that he was in my room, like the presence of the devil was in my room. And I couldn't understand at the time, why did I feel this presence so strongly, like underneath my bed? I didn't understand that. And I spoke to my ex on the phone for a very long time. So, like, we spoke at least 5 hours on the phone. I think it was 6. And almost at the end of our conversation on the phone, I hear this loud, high-pitched cat noise, and then my whole bed shook. It went, and then the whole bed shook, and I'm like in the bed, and I freaked out. And I can hear my dad going to work, so I got out of the bed and I went to my mom's room. And I remember going to my mom's room, and I was ashamed, and I was like, Mom, I've done something bad and he doesn't want to leave me alone. And then straight away, with those words said, she knew what I meant, and she's like, come here, let's pray. And we kneel in the bed, and I remember hearing footsteps coming from my room to my mom's room, and my hairs in my arms stood up. And my mom's praying and asking God to take this thing away, and because he's not welcome at home. And she's praying, and in her prayer, I remember her saying that she can hear him. So obviously I wasn't the only one hearing the footsteps, it was my mom too, because she was saying it in her prayer to God. And I remember that the footsteps finished at the entrance of my mom's room. It did not come in, and I'm freaking out. And I remember my mom said to me, don't worry, God will protect you. Just ask for forgiveness and God will protect you. So by this time it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I had to get up to go to work. And I'm like, I haven't slept at all that night, and I'm just gonna going to call in sick and not go to work that day. So basically I fell asleep, and I slept 1 hour, and my ex said to me, I'm gonna call in sick as well and come over my house. So I did. So I called in sick and I went to his house. We just hang out, nothing happened. We're just friends. And then again it was night, and I was like, oh my goodness, how I'm gonna go to sleep? This thing's not gonna leave me alone. I know that he's gonna do something to me at night, and I'm scared. I remember that I texted my friend from church, and she's a very devoted girl from God, and I texted her and I said, can you please pray for me? And I told her roughly what happened, and I remember she prayed for me on the phone. She called me and she prayed for me on the phone, and she quoted a few verses, and she said, Evelyn, claim those promises and God will protect you. And then instantly after hanging up the phone with her, I felt peace in my heart that God is taking control, and he was gonna protect me and nothing was gonna happen to me. After that, I praise God because nothing happened to me, and for a very long time nothing ever happened to me. Every time that something has happened to me, it's because I listen to worldly music or something of the world, and I open that door and let Satan come into my life without even realizing or without intending to do that. So I have realized that we live in this world, but we need to be not of this world. We have to separate ourselves from the world. We are children of God, and sometimes the world may seem tempting and we want to be part of it, but God is calling us to separate ourselves from the world. And I'm thankful for God for protecting me, and now it's been 2 years that nothing has happened to me, and that's because I left the world. And I sometimes slightly go back and I'm like, no, I have to go away from the world, because I don't want that to happen to me again. And guys, if you are into Twilight, and I know Twilight right now it's not a big deal, but if you are, please throw these things away. I know it's tempting, but throw those things away. God bless you guys, and I hope this can help you in any way. I'll be praying for you guys, and please leave any comments below. Bye.